Good morning, everybody. Quickly, before we get into the video, I wanted to grab your attention to all the existing but also new viewers that we actually also around Cilinix Crypto have a Signal and a Premium group in which I share my own trades, in which I share daily updates on the markets, on altcoins, Bitcoin, XRP, everything. So if you're interested in knowing which coins to buy, which coins actually have potential, if you feel sidelined, but also if you want to be, alerted when a pullback becomes more likely, consider joining. Links will be down in the description. Right now we're running a limited time offer for a lifetime membership. So check that out. But for now, let's get right into the video. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto, or welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome to this new video on Solana. We're going to do a full update. I briefly want to talk about some fundamentals for Solana, and then we'll talk about the technicals. I mean, the technicals is probably what you're most interested in, so we will spend most time talking about that, of course. But Solana at this point of time is about to break out, or at least it's trying to break out. You can see very, very clearly on the daily time frame what level it's trying to break. So that's a level between 181 and 188. 188 being the value area high, actually, of all the price action since March 2024. So a very critical level. And then 181 being the main support level that held over the course of December, January, and even February. For Solana early this year, but also late last year. So very major level. Now, we are trying to break out above that. At this point of time, seems like we're doing a good job, but ultimately, what I do want to kind of warn you for is that, I do want to cut to the chase and say, I think this is a real breakout, and I have multiple reasons to say that. But I do think you need to be cautious, right? I mean, if we get bad news, if we get a bearish New York open today, so a bearish US session, we can pull back quite severely, right? And if we're unable to hold this breakout right here, because on the 4-hour time frame we have already broken out, we can have a pretty major reversal into 175 and potentially even into 164 if we get bad news. So that is something I do think you need to at least be aware of, that is a possibility. Do I think that's most likely? Like I said, no. I think this is a real breakout, and that has multiple reasons. So we'll get into that. First of all, we already, last time I covered Solana was on Saturday. Saturday, we already saw that the fundamentals for Solana were luckily doing pretty well, right? So if you look at DEX trading volumes, but also if you take a look at TVL, which I think those are always the best measures for how great a network is doing, TVL is doing great. It's at $10 billion again. DEX trading volumes, look, I would have preferred higher, but ultimately they're relatively high, and there's growth in there, especially over the course of the last 2 to 3 weeks. And then we have the Solana ETF coming up, of course, which wasn't fully priced in my opinion. So ultimately the fundamentals are bullish for Solana specifically, but then you can also see that something like the total 3, right? So this is an altcoin index. This is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is what I mainly use for like majors like Dogecoin, Solana, Sui. You can see that first of all, we are definitely in an uptrend. There's a lot of momentum behind this uptrend. And the next price target, in my opinion, is this level right here at $1.15 trillion. So what you can see is that, yes, we can pull back, right? I mean, a pullback is always possible, but we just got a pullback. We got a very good reaction after that pullback. And the next target is right here. So that's still, on average, that's about 5% higher. And like I said, I think that's, regardless of whether we're going to get a pullback or not, I think that's the next destination. So then we have good fundamentals, we have a strong market around that, and then we have Solana. Look, the one thing that kind of bothers me is the volume, but outside of that, it all looks great, right? So that's why I will tell you that this happens a little bit earlier than I expected. I thought we would balance on top of the yearly rolling VWAP a bit longer. But ultimately we did talk about this breakout, and I did tell you I thought it was going to happen, just not 2 days later. But I think this is a real breakout, right? So as long as we hold 181 now, it is a real breakout, and the next price target conservatively is most likely, can I get the point of control from all this price action? Honestly, it's probably this level at 220 and 225. So those are my thoughts. That's my target. I think we're going to get there. We might have to consolidate on top of 181, 185 for a bit longer, but that would also be a bullish confirmation as long as we hold it, right? But those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know for now. So thank you for watching. Take care. I'll see you all in my next videos, and bye.